Okay, we're just asking for 10 to 30 minutes
Okay.
overall.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to go through these questions, and it's kind of questions that I feel that is important and to have the elders' knowledge or what they think. And the first question that I'm going to ask is, how did COVID disease affect your community?
Let's see.
Can
How
you
did
say it, tell us in Mvskoke and in English?
Let's see. Doors out and COVID mahogar and
Mm-hmm.
Hiligudon. Det must go man.
Mm-hmm.
Whole Mvskoke inlägg i don. We have to abide by what the medicines that we do have,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be Native American Indian medicine or
Yeah.
the ones that you can buy at the store.
Mm-hmm.
And ojis konowat and dinogeget tisongas oidon.
Yeah.
Can't explain doing movie and my community doing hayuelegayat.
Mm-hmm.
Nagyo malga whole west could hagi bidon hayon. Agise zedon torsad and she no leza odon. And I don't bother with it too much because I have no authority over the matter, you know. And Dimanatski Maho, when you get lucky and don't get this disease, then you're pretty fortunate.
Mm-hmm.
When Dimanatski Maho, but them we don't. And I believe that more sabali, fully noir, we stand up and
Mm-hmm.
live in a certain manner and try to avoid, you know, what's going on, then we try to abide by those rules. And moinak mahogan is a balagidon. And I thought, well, I try to do the best I can as far as for my family.
Yeah.
Like many other families, I've lost people, and it's not very heartwarming. I mean, you know, didn't get on.
Mm-hmm.
TV get the knockout, isn't?
Yep.
You know, it's a hard way to live. What we doing? I just kind of look at things that is different
Mm-hmm.
on how we relate to different things that come up on us in this world. You know, and we don't know what kind of disease is going to come on us, but then we try to find the medicines for it, the hilishwa. You know, we try to find hilishwa for it so that we can, you know how to take care of this problem that we have. I guess they don't, and we've been pretty fortunate in our family. We might have caught COVID on a slight part of it, but we didn't. We took the shots and knocked them hoyed on, and we took those, and we've been pretty safe, I believe. What's an invite? We try to, you know, believe that we did the right thing, and so far, and we've been pretty healthy, so I figure, well, that's the best thing to do, and you know, what's timbayat hono and what's an abir dos ma hogidon, what's an abidon, you know, so that's how we been pretty fortunate, I believe, and hada migos up hada ha ho yes we don't, and Mvskoke, he's talking to me, and Bona, you know what? But the money is you don't. We just got to keep that faith, you know.
Yeah.
In the way I be, you know what? And I think we're going to be all right. I guess I said on, you know, so.
I'm going to ask you this question.
Uh-huh.
You kind of answered the first few questions already, so I'm just going to go ahead and just go down the line.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
And I'm going to, what's the Mvskoke language, your first language?
Yeah, it was. Mvskoke language, my very first language, and my grandparents, Mvto and Mvto, and Muin, Agi said, that, and just what let it on, and Mahakazawa doing the head Kabunava, and Bonayat Tamaha would do much more Tahoe, but the third grade Mahi shows that.
Yeah.
And Dora, he's the Mahi on Agi said, Asto at Azolet, Ayat, and Hayu at the Mvskoke Bio, Hayu at the Mvskoke language and Maokat. Yeah, he the Mahi Bonai Domas and my grandma and grandpa, my Digos and Bonai Agidon. And doing a bill hoy, doing Tihani, doing fully moving how we do, madam. Yeah, man, I guess they said, I say, so it does. How you at the Saturday began immigrants got out and how you at the honestly big old high be done and just because it Ambunai, you know, was hungry that, or I guess that's a year, maybe that was a month, a year. Pertaining to it's a year, Sungit to what he was a hand. Marie or had a timbona who you do must, you know, she wouldn't talk to me in English, you know. Tijara Bunaka man, Ambunai, don't. We used to tell things and. A bill who we tell jokes and he didn't laugh, see we like you know. And that was pretty interesting, but Hayata Songi Biga, you know, most of that's gone with her now, you know, because I don't get to converse very much anymore. I'm Zongi Bio Hato Hayata. Yeah.
Well, what can you tell us about the Mvskoke churches? And also the ceremonial grand way, like that one song.
Okay. And how you win? Haji Chajurkoro and our Baker Stomp Grounds, man, Poli Domas, one Nagida. Madegos and you said, Azjoladen and Azjolet Torah. Oh, Palimahan was that. And I started going to church, Hada. Moin hada ohojen kisagodomas was it seston giset because of kazo hada ayat and 1965 my Mvskoke man I got baptized Arbeka Indian Baptist Church Maho get legged on and I joined that church and I wouldn't know how you at that end. But este umaga adi kadida sumiji bido hayata najo se hagi bidon. I don't hardly ever go back there, you know. And these other Indian churches, they have Shiwalimaho, Legano, Hadaman. I used to go visit them and Tora Timale and Punagi fully done. You don't call it fully done. Hit ground number 2 and number 1. Oh, at fully as we know, you know. So you don't call it hada. Make us up high, yeg. Well, you have to English I've never learned how to sing Creek song, but I've always tried to learn and how you at that and Royal Community Church, Mahogi Chutkari Lake doing. Men aja så i den hade esten je heger esten gitla jag står så words in je heg no at do rada aja heger we don't, you know, I try to go along with that more. Store that esten gitla, but I don't know all the whole words, you know, we don't. Hada stomp dance more hada ambonaches we hada. There was a song and Okayitazar and Chokodaka Oyo Okonaya and Edinburgh Mahogas we don't and one Nangida and Ma Cholagida and Dotka over. He ragged me over leggy do much. Pure picture, but leggy on. And they had a song. Ye hogi domat, hamma gemada, hamma gatat, mahoga ye hogan. I used to think about that, and then when I read the Bible, in Moses, God spoke to Moses in a fire, and that's how I kind of relate that to that, because when the Spirit come down from the fire, then it was consuming all the other ugliness around, but he wanted us to hear what he had to say. That's why that song came out, Hamma Gemada. This is how he said it. Hamma Gata. This is what he said, you know. And those are the lyrics to those words. And I kind of related it back to the Bible itself, and that maybe that's how we became Christians, but still yet there was a ceremonial deal that, you know, that God wanted. It wasn't part of us, it was a part of God that put that in us so that we could become spiritual people, you know, and about the fire, not about the community itself, but, you know, in the spiritual form. I guess as they're doing, you know. Maybe that's how it was. I don't know, but that's just my theory, you know. Well, I guess that's it.
Okay. I'm going to ask you this last few questions. If you can tell us in Mvskoke and English, how important that you feel that the Mvskoke language is a part of our identity as Mvskoke people. And also how...
Yeah, and the Mvskoke language is not as important today as it used to be.
That's right.
It used to be a long time ago, everybody talked the language because that's all we had. But the Stihetkas wanted us to become who they are. So we tried to adapt to the way of the Stihetkas are, you know. And how you out there and Punrungito, our language, some Gibidon, we're going to try to have to save it. But as far as people speaking it fluently, I don't believe that's going to exist anymore, you know, unless we work awful hard on the young people. But they got to have that desire to, you know, fulfill that. And if they don't have that desire, then it's going to be gone, you know. 10, 20 years from now, I don't believe it'll be a language. It'll be just words, you know. Nobody will be able to converse as far as like us elderly. Now, I call myself elderly. I'm 76 years old today, but 10, 20 years, I'm not going to be here. I mean, you know, but I'm hoping we do save the language. You know, I hope they strive in a direction where people can go to a language and know exactly where they're from. You know, you know, that's.
Well, Lawrence, I really appreciate your time, man. And this is going for, it's going to help young people to learn. I really very grateful for you, for Ben, and for Miss Marshall for coming today. I mean, what you guys are doing is you're actually leaving a legacy behind. And now, and you're giving valuable input and knowledge, and it's going to help young people to learn.
Okay. Yeah.
And on that same hand, and you're right, young people, they're going to have to
Really have that desire. Yeah.